Parijana Saitam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare. Shri Prabhupada. So I would like to welcome all of you again this Sanskrit class. So as I also messaged in the WhatsApp group that from today, what I will do is I will start the class, or I will start the Zoom meeting before 15 minutes, okay, of the official time, like 7:30. So I will start the class at 7:15, so that if anyone has any questions from the previous class, they can ask. Of course, also they can ask at the end of this session. But I gave this time 7:15 because if after self-studying, if any devotee has any questions, so then they can ask before the class itself. So as we saw in the previous slide, that there are 6 points of articulation. Okay, there are 6 points of Uchcharana Sthana. Okay, there are 6 Uchcharana Sthanas: throat, palate, roof, teeth, lips, nose. It's better that you memorize these 6 in the Sanskrit, Sanskrit names as Kantha, Talu, Murdha, Dantaha, Oshtau, and Nasika. Okay, it will be good. So these are the places, and the sounds which are pronounced from those places, they are what are their names? You can see. So names of sounds pronounced from each point. Okay. So in English we call as gutturals. Okay, we call it as gutturals. So gutturals or kanthyaha are the sounds pronounced from the throat. Okay, the first point of articulation. So the sounds which are pronounced from the throat, they are called gutturals. They are called guttural sounds, or in Sanskrit, kanthyaha. So kantaha, kanthaha, and kanthyaha. Kantha is the place, the throat, and from the throat the sounds are pronounced. The sounds are called kanthyaha. Okay. Similarly, palatals. Okay. Talavyaha. So are the sounds pronounced from the palate. Okay. So the place palate, from where the sounds come, those sounds are called talavyaha. Okay. Then there are cerebrals, murdhanyaha. So murdhanyaha are the sounds pronounced from the roof. Dantyaha are the sounds pronounced from the teeth or dentals. Okay, they are called as dentals. Then labials, or the sounds pronounced from the lips, oshtyaha. Okay, those sounds are called oshtyaha. Then there is nasals or anunasikaha. So what are they? They are the sounds pronounced from the nose. Okay, so the sounds pronounced from the nose articulation point, they are called nasal sounds. Okay, they are called nasals, anunasikaha. Now we will see which varna is which of the varnas are pronounced from which points of articulation. Okay, now we will see them. So as we saw, there are gutturals, palatals, cerebrals, dentals, and labials. Okay, so in this way there are 6 points of articulation. Now we will see which varnas come from which point of articulation, or Uchcharana Sthana. So in Hindi also, you would have, of course, learned the Varnamala, the Hindi Varnamala. So the same Varnamala is there in Sanskrit also. Ka, kha, ga, ga, nga, cha, cha, ja, jha, nya, ta tha da dha na, ta tha da dha na, pa pha ba bha ma, ya ra la va sha sha sa ha. Okay, these are the vyanjanas, and vowels are a, I, u, re, 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 u, like that. A, I, o, o, ma. O, A, I, O, O. Okay, so now the ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. These 5 letters, okay, these 5 letters are called guttural sounds, or they are kanthyaha varnaha. So these 5 letters are pronounced from the throat. These letters are pronounced from the throat articulation point. Okay, you can yourself feel that while you speak ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. You can yourself see, as you pronounce these letters, you will feel that these sounds are coming from the throat. Okay, the throat is the articulation point of these letters: ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. So these are guttural sounds. These are the guttural sounds. Then cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. So these 5 letters are palatal sounds, or they are coming from their articulation point is palate. Okay, their articulation point is palate. Okay, or talu. In Sanskrit, what we call it as? We call it as talu. So they are talavya varnaha. Okay, cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. They are talavya varnaha. Okay, talavya sounds, palatal sounds. Okay, ta, tha, da, dha, na. They are cerebral sounds, or the sounds coming from the roof. Okay, you pronounce it ta. So you can see the tip of the tongue is touching the top of the mouth. See, upper portion of the mouth. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. You can yourself feel it. Okay, so these are cerebral sound, or the sounds coming from the roof articulation point. Then there is ta, tha, da, dha, na. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. They are dental sounds. What are they? They are dental sounds. Means that these sounds are coming from teeth, with the help of teeth. Okay, so ta, you can yourself feel ta, tha, da, dha, na. Okay, so the teeth are employed in order to pronounce these sounds. So these 5 letters are called dental sounds. Okay, pa, pha, ba, bha, ma. Pa, pha, ba, bha, ma. These 5 letters are coming from the lips. So their articulation point is lips. Okay, so the sounds coming from the lips, they are called labials. They are called labials, or oshthav. Okay, oshthav. One second. So yeah, the labials means the lips. So they are called oshthav in Sanskrit, and the sounds coming from the lips, they are called oshtyaha varnaha. They are called oshtyaha varnaha. Okay, in this way, these 5 letters are coming from gutturals, so the throat. Okay, these 5 letters are coming from the throat. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. These 5 sounds, okay, they are coming from the palate. And ta, tha, da, dha, na, they are coming from the roof. Okay, ta, tha, da, dha, na, they are coming from the teeth. And pa, pha, ba, bha, ma, they are coming from the lips. Okay, so gutturals, palatals, cerebrals, and dentals and labials. Okay, these are the now first of all, these are the 5 points of articulation. The 6th point of articulation I will explain. Yeah. Next is semi-vowels. So these are called semi-vowels. ya, ra, la, va. Okay, these are the semi vowels. Ya, ra, la, va. And their articulation point is what? The ya letter, its articulation point is palate. Okay, it's what? It's talavya varna. The sound is coming from talu. Okay, ra. Okay, ra varna. It's the sound is coming from the roof, or it is a cerebral sound. Okay, it's cerebral sound. Then la varna. So this sound is coming from of teeth. Okay, it's a dental sound. La. Then ba. So you can feel it. The va letter sound is coming from the lips. Okay. So in this way, ya, ra, la, va, they so their articulation point is, for ya it is palatal, it's a palatal sound, ra is cerebral sound, and la is dental sound, va is labial sound. Okay. Next we will see sha, sha, sa, ha. These are called sibilants. These are called sibilants or ushmanaha. Ushmanaha varnaha. Okay. In Sanskrit we call it as ushmanaha varnaha. Now their articulation points are, for sha, it is a palatal sound. Sha, it's a palatal sound, or the sound is coming from palate. Okay, talu. Sha. Okay, sha is a cerebral sound. Cerebral sound. So the sound is coming from the roof. Okay. Then sa, talavya sa, is sound is coming from the teeth. Okay, it's coming from the teeth. Sa. Then ha. Okay, ha varnaha, it's a guttural sound. Okay, or the sound is coming from throat. So in this way, we saw what are the articulation points for the consonants. Okay, what are the articulation points for the consonants? Ka, kha, ga, ganga, cha, cha, ja, janya. In this, until ha, their respective points of articulation are being mentioned in this chapter. Now, ya, ra, la, va, they are called semi-vowels. What they are called? They are called semi-vowels. In Sanskrit, we call them as antasthaha. What do we call them? We call them as anthasthaha. Can anybody tell me why do we call them as antasthaha? Anthasthaha. What is the etymological explanation or the reason behind it? Yes, Dr. Yogesh Prabhu.
Yeah, Praveen. Anta means end and stha means situated. So they are situated in the end.
No, Prabhu, but sibilants are actually situated at the end, no? Sibilants are actually situated at the end. Yeah, they are not situated at the end. They are actually, because after them there are some varnas. So that's why these cannot be called as ending letters. Not ending letters. And in this antasthaha, the anta should not be, we should not take that meaning actually, the ending. So the ending, so this antasthaha, okay, why do we call them as antasthaha? Why? Because here the antaha is not, doesn't mean, we don't have to take that the meaning that it is ending varna or ending letter. But here the antaha means inside or in between. Okay, so there is something in between. So until from ka to ma, okay, from ka to ma, what they are called? They are called as vargiya vyanjanani. They are called as vargiya vyanjanani. That means that this ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, they are like, if you want to denote this whole 5 letters in one word, they are called as, they are grouped. Okay, these 5 letters are grouped as ka varga. Okay, they are grouped. So there are 5 groups: ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, like that. This all 5 letters, this 25 consonants, they are grouped in 5 each. So ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. This is one group, and we denote it as ka varga. Okay, ka varga means ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. Cha varga means cha, cha, ja, jha, nya. This is called cha varga. Okay, we employ varga at the first letter. Okay, ka varga means ka, kha, ga, gha, nga. Cha varga means cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. Ta varga means ta, tha, da, dha, na. Ta varga means ta, tha, da, dha, na. And pa varga means pa, pha, ba, bha, ma. So again and again the word varga is coming. Okay, in the very first letter of each group, ka, cha, ta, ta, pa, like that. After the very first letter, we employ varga word, the word varga, to denote the whole group. Ka varga means ka, kha, ga, ga. So in this way, ka varga, cha varga, ta varga, ta varga, ta varga. In this way, we have covered all the 25 consonants. 5 into 5, 25. Okay. So that's why we call them as Vargiya Vyanjanani. What do we call them as? We call them as Vargiya Vyanjanani, because they are in Varga, no? Or they are grouped in the, so each group has 5 letters. Okay. Ka Varga has 5 letters, Cha Varga has 5 letters. In this way, so these are Vargiya Vyanjanani. Okay, they are Vargiya Vyanjanani. And sibilants. Okay, sibilants are called Ushmanaha in Sanskrit. So here sha, sha, sa, ha, they are called Ushmanaha, and here these varnas are called Vargiya Vyanjanani. So yara, lava, they are in between of Vargiya Vyanjanani and Antastha and Ushmanaha varna. Okay, yara, lava, varnaha, they are in between of Vargiya Vyanjanani and Ushmanaha varna. That's why here the Antaha means in between of these two. In between of what? Between of Vargiya Vyanjanani and Ushmanaha varna. In between of Vargiya Vyanjanani and Ushmanaha varna. That's why they are called as Antastha. So yara, lava, they are called as Antastha. Now sha, shra, sa, ha, they are called as Ushmanaha. They are called as Ushmanaha. Why do we call them as Ushmanaha? We call them as Ushmanaha because to pronounce these letters, sha, sha, sa, ha, to pronounce these letters, we need, there is so much ushma, or so much hot air. Okay, so much hot air coming out from the mouth comparatively from the other letters. To pronounce these 4 letters, we have to we need more air to pronounce. Okay, more air, more hot air is coming out to pronounce these letters compared to the other letters. Okay, to compare to the Vargiya Vyanjanani and the Antastha varna. So that's why they are called as Ushmanaha. Sha, sha, sa, ha, they need more air. So now we will see what are the articulation points for the vowels. Now we will see the articulation points of the vowels. So a, their articulation point is kantha. E, their articulation point is palate or talu. So they are talavya varna. Then re, they are their articulation point is cerebral or the roof. Murdha. Okay, that is murdha. Murdhanya varna. Re, the re swaraha, its articulation point is teeth. Okay, dental sound. It's a dental sound. 1 second. Yes. So the Re Swaraha, its articulation point is what? It's teeth. Then U Swaraha and U Swaraha, both Rasva Varna and Dirgha Varna, U and U. Their articulation point is what? Their articulation point is what? Lips. And therefore they are called labial sounds. Okay, or Oshtyaha Varnaha. Okay. So in this way, now we will see the other vowels, the remaining vowels. What are they? A, I, and O. Okay. So what are their articulation points? We will see them. So as I mentioned before also about this Vargaha, the classes, Vargaha. So 25, 5 into 5 consonants are classified into 5 classes corresponding to 5 points of articulation. 5 gutturals are what? Ka, kha, ga, gha, nya are classified to ka vargaha. Okay. 5 palatals. Cha, cha, ja, nya are classified to cha vargaha. Okay. 5 cerebrals. Okay. Murdhanyaha. The na are classified to ta varga. Okay. In this ta varga and pa varga. Okay. So we call them as vargaha, vargaha, vargaha. Okay. So varga means this 5 letters. Cha varga means this 5 letters. Okay. Now we will see the articulation points of the vowels. Okay. The remaining vowel. A, I, and O, O. So they are the diphthongs. No? A, I, O, O are called diphthongs letters. They are called as diphthongs letters. Now, their articulation points are 2 in number. Okay. A and I, these 2 diphthong letters, A and I, their articulation points are 2 in number. That's why, what are they? They are throat and palate. Before we saw that for all the varnas, there is only one articulation point. For ka, there is throat only. For other, there is one. But for these letters, there are two articulation points. A, I, their articulation points are what? Throat and palate. Okay, you see, throat and palate means kantaha and talu. Okay, so their articulation points are 2, kantha and talu. Gutturopalatals in English we call it as. Okay, A, I, their articulation points are 2, throat and palate. O and O, these 2 diphthong letters, their articulation points are also 2. What are they? They are throat and lips. Throat and lips. The kantha, and along with that it is lips also. Oshthav. Okay. So with the help of these 2 articulation points, these 2 varnas are pronounced. Okay. So O is a gutturolabial sound. Au is also gutturolabial sound. Okay, I hope it is clear. So we covered what? We covered all the vyanjanas, and we covered all the swaras, their articulation points. Now there is another important thing. Until now I didn't cover. We covered all this, all the 5 points of articulation: throat, palate, roof, teeth, lips. But until now I didn't cover about the nasika, nose. The point of nose is also a point of articulation. It's also uchcharana sthan, or the sound coming from the nose, nasal sound. Okay. Now let's see. The fifth varna of each varga. Now you would have become familiar with this word varga. The fifth varna of each varga has 2 points of articulation. So as we saw that ka varga, okay, ka varga's articulation point is what? Throat. Guttural sound. These all 5 letters are guttural sounds. But of each varga, the fifth varna of each varga, it has another point of articulation. What is that? That is nasika. Okay, its articulation point is also nose. It's also nasal sound. Okay, so nga has the throat as an articulation point and nose as articulation. Okay, for each varga, for the fifth varna of each varga has the nose as articulation point. So nga is guttural sound and also nasal sound. Okay, both articulation points are being employed to pronounce this letter. Then nya, okay, the nya letter, its articulation points are what? Palate and nose, both. Okay, palate and also nose. Since it's a cha varga, it's under the category of cha varga, so its articulation point will be palate. Along with that, it will be also nose. Nose will also be its articulation point. Similarly, ina. So its articulation point is of course roof. Along with that, it is nasika also, or it's a nasal sound. Na is dental sound and also nasal sound. Ma is labial sound and also it's a nasal sound. Okay. In this way, the fifth varna of each varga has 2 points of articulation. The respective for ka varga, okay, so nga is comes under ka varga. So the ka varga, whatever articulation point is there, it will be its articulation point also. But along with that, it will also have nasal or the nose as also as its articulation. Okay, so of the fifth varna of each varga will have nose as articulation. Nga, nya, na, ana, na, ma. These all varnas have nose as articulation. Okay. Now we will see. Yeah. So before I mentioned that how the sentence constitute the group of words, and the group of the word is a group of letters. Okay. So Ramaha phalam khadati, you can see that each word Ramaha, there are letters. Okay. R, A, N, A. Okay. This is another sound, another special sound. So in this way, these different letters, they constitute a word. Okay. They constitute a word. Fa, a, l, okay. These letters constitute a word. That is what? Phalam. Phalam. Okay. Then kha, a, d, a, t, e. These varnas, they constitute the word khadati. In this way, padas are formed. Ramaha, phalam, khadati. There are 3 padas. And in this way, a vakyam is formed. Ramaha, phalam, khadati. Or Ramaha eats fruit. Rama eats fruit. Now, as we saw that the words are made up of letters, so we will now learn to split up the constituent letters in the words. Now we will learn to split up the constituent letters in the words. Okay, pada vibhajanam. In Sanskrit we call it as pada vibhajanam, or the splitting up of constituent letters in the words. So for it's very simple. Shivaha. This is a word. So how you will split up? How you will split up the consonant letters in this word? Sh, I, V, Ah. So these 4 letters, they constitute this one word Shivaha. While we group them, it becomes Shivaha. While we split the word, it becomes 4 letters. So these 4 letters, while we constitute it, it becomes Shivaha. Similarly, Ganeshaha. So Ga, A, Na, E, Sh, Aha. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 letters, okay, these 6 letters, when they constitute, it becomes Ganeshaha. The group of these 6 letters is the word Ganesha. Similarly, Yogaha. Ya, O, G, Aha. So these 4 letters, when we make a group of that, it becomes Yogaha. Nauka. Na, Au, Ka, A. It becomes Nauka. So we'll get to learn how to split up the constituent letters in the words. Seva. Sa, A, V, and A. These 4 letters, when we group it, then it becomes Seva. Okay, I hope it is clear. You would have learned this before. Some of the devotees. Those who are not aware of this, of how to do this Pada Vibhajanam, or splitting up of constituent letters in the verse, they can learn now. So yeah, I hope it's clear.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. Okay, now I would like to ask, where is Chandradev Prabhu? Yes, Chandradev Prabhu.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu, so as previously also I mentioned that there is something called Halantaha. Okay.
Correct, Prabhu.
Called Halantaha in Devanagari script. So now splitting up the words, you can see that when there is no vowel following the consonant, you can see there is a stroke below the consonant. Okay, like ta is there. So below there is a slanting line or stroke is there. Okay, so there is no vowel. There is no vowel in it. That's why through the stroke we denote that it is without a vowel. Okay, so you would have noticed this. Now I think so. You have become familiar, Prabhu, with this stroke Halantaha.
Yeah, Prabhu. Little bit.
Somewhat. No problem. Yeah. Again, you will come across to this. So this concept will become clearer. Binasha Mataji.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So there is a word Triambakaha. There is a word Triambakaha. Now what is you pronounce these letters? Okay, and yeah, you pronounce this ta,
ra, ya, a, ma, ba, a, ka, aha.
Yes. So in this way, these letters, they constitute the word Triambakaha. The word
Triambakaha.
Yes. Avatarik aur Prabhu. Sandhya. Avatarik aur Prabhu is there. That's why I ask everyone to switch on their videos today. I'm not able to switch on. At least those who are able to, they have switch on, please, they can switch on. So yeah, that's why it's an interactive session. So please, when there is a class, everyone should be attentive. It's expected from all the students. Okay. It's not like you switch off your video and then go away. Whatever I'm teaching, so much endeavor. Ravindra Sachiputra, yes.
Which one, Prabhu? Second one?
Yes.
Sandhya. Sa, no, the, yo, Sandhya.
Yes. Yes. Very nice, bro. Yes. So these letters, they constitute this word Sandhya. Okay. I will give some exercise questions also. So you need to do them. But I will, in the WhatsApp group, I will send those exercise questions. So I will give some words and you have to do the Pada Vibhajan. You'll get to practice them. Yogesh Prabhu.
Which Yogesh Prabhu?
Yogesh Prabhu, which is not doctor.
Okay.
Okay. The third word is kukur.
Yes. Kukuraha.
Kukuraha. Ku ra aha.
Yeah, it's ka. It's ka. U r aha. In this way, it becomes kukuraha. Yeah.
Kukuraha.
Yes. Okay. In this way, that is sadhyam. Then dhyaya. I would like to proceed further. Now, what we will do? We will do akshara sanyojanam. What we will do? Akshara sanyojanam. Before what we did pada vibhajanam, or we splitted up all the letters in the word. Now what we will do? We will join those letters. We will join the letters and then we will make words. You see, j, ya, o, t, ihi. It becomes jyotihi. Becomes jyotihi. Bha, a, l, u, ka, aha. It becomes bhallukaha. Bhallukaha. Ba, ra,
Sorry, what is the meaning of Balluka means?
bhallukaha means bear, bhalu.
Halu. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yes. So ba, ra, a, ha, ma, a is Brahma. Ma, a, dha, ya, a, ha, na, aha. It's madhyanaha or afternoon. Okay, in this way there is other words. Okay. So go further. Now, I would request someone to share the screen. Actually, what is happening? That there is some problem. I'm not able to take this file or send this file to this laptop from my mobile. Today I don't have some connecting wire also, and Bluetooth is also not able to connect. So this laptop is someone else. I would, anyone who can do this. Yeah, anyone, any volunteer, Prabhu? He can share. I will send that that PPT, so he can share the screen. Yeah, anyone, Prabhu? Maybe who is using laptop?
I'm using laptop.
Yeah.
This is Krishna Kirti here.
Yes. So
What do you want to show?
I will send you the PPT. So please.
This is for week 3?
Yes.
Day 3, I've got that. 1 second. I downloaded it already. Hold on.
He's sending a file.
I'm sending a file
He's
in
sending.
PPT version. PPT.
Oh, you're sending PPT version. Okay.
Yeah. So you have to share that because I'm not able to.
Okay.
I would give you the permission for sharing the screen.
Let me open it up. Let's see. Hold on. It's called untitled presentation.pptx.
Yes, Binasha Mataji, any question?
The words are shown up till now. All the consonants I have halant. So are there any words which do not have halant? क्योंकि these all need a vowel for speaking.
Yes.
So,
So-
without vowel, are there any words?
No, we cannot. No, there are only vowels and consonants. So to pronounce consonants, we need the help of varnas. We need the help of swara. Okay. So when we
Okay,
pronounce
all consonants.
consonants without the help of swaras, it becomes very difficult to pronounce. Okay, it becomes very difficult.
Okay.
Like I was pronouncing now some letters like then which were which I was pronouncing without the help of this swara. So it was becoming very difficult. Okay. So that's why we employ swara varnas to consonants so that we can easily pronounce them. Okay. That's why we call it that consonants are actually dependent sounds.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the PPT of the third day.
Which page?
Second page, bro. Second.
This one?
Yes. Second.
This is second.
Yeah, this is the one. Yes. So yes. So try pronouncing these letters sounds together. Now we will get into the concept of Sandhi. Okay. What is Sandhi and what are those things? Okay. So before I would like to give some introduction about that. So you see,
Very silent.
te api. Okay, te pi. So when we te pi, so when we pronounce these letters together, it becomes like te pi. Okay, te pi, te api, it becomes te pi. Deva alayaha, deva alayaha. It becomes devalayaha. So I'm just giving you some idea of Sandhi. We will get into that more in deep, but you know how the phonetic change happens when two words are very close to each other. Okay, there is a phonetic change. Okay, there is a change in sound. Te pi. Okay, te api, we pronounce as te pi. When they become very close to each other, it becomes te pi. Deva alayah, devalayah. It merges. Okay, the sound merges. Devalayah. We don't put any halt in between those two words. Devalaya. When those words are very close to each other. Then vidhi anushtanam. Vidhi anushtanam. Now we will see, Prabhu, here there is so what happened? Two letters are very close to each other. And there is vidhyanushtanam. So vidhi anushtanam, these are two words, okay? But when they came very close to each other, it became vidhyanushtanam. So how it became, how E became ya, we will get into that. Okay. In the coming classes, I will explain how E becomes ya. So it becomes vidhyanushtanam. Prabhu, next slide. Yeah. So now, what is actually Sandhi? So when I made this poster, the Learn Sanskrit the Easy Way, Sandhi Prakaranam, like that, some devotees were not having any idea about what is this Sandhi. It's completely foreign word. Never heard about it, that word in before also. They never heard this word. So some devotees are asking me, Prabhu, what is this Sandhi actually, and how it will help in, in our journey of Sanskrit. So yeah, so what is Sandhi actually? The basic concepts of Sandhi. What is Sandhi? So Sandhi literally means connection of two things. What does the Sandhi word mean? It literally means connection of two things. दो चीजों का जोड़ना is Sandhi. As a grammatical term, yes, Sandhi so Sandhi is a grammatical term. So Sandhi is a phonetic change. Okay, it's a phonetic change which takes place when two sounds come in contact. So when two sounds come in contact or come very close to each other, there is a phonetic change, and that is Sandhi. When two sounds come to very close to each other, we saw, all these letters, the swaras, the vyanjanas, we saw them. No? So these are sounds: guttural sound, palatal sound, cerebral sound, labial sound, dental sound. So when these two sounds come to close to each other, there is a phonetic change. Okay, there is a change in sound, and that is called sandhi. That activity, that change, that act of change is called sandhi. Sandhi is purely phonetic. Sandhi is purely phonetic or sound based. Even when words are phonetically joined by sandhi and written without a space between them, the meaning of each word is not affected. They do not become one word. So sandhi happens, okay, sandhi happens between the two sounds, but sandhi does not change the meaning of those words. Okay, sandhi is purely phonetic. Okay, please try to understand this concept. संधि जो होता है वो साउंड के बीच में होता है. संधि से जब जो दो वर्ड्स जो है वो जब एक दूसरे के पास बहुत करीब से आ जाते हैं, तब उस समय वो जो वर्ड्स है इंडिपेंडेंट, उनका मतलब चेंज नहीं हो जाता. संधि उनका मतलब चेंज नहीं करता. संधि के पास वो शक्ति है ही नहीं कि उसका मतलब चेंज कर दे. संधि डज नॉट हैव दैट स्ट्रेंथ, दैट पावर टू चेंज इट्स मीनिंग, to change the meaning of the word. संधि क्या करता है एग्जैक्टली? संधि क्या करता है कि जब वो दो वर्ड बहुत पास आते हैं ना, तो वो उसका साउंड में चेंज कर देता है. वो साउंड में चेंज करता है, लेकिन वो उसको पता नहीं है कि उसका वर्ड का मीनिंग क्या है. उसको पता है, संधि को वर्ड का मीनिंग पता नहीं. संधि बस चेंज करता है साउंड में. हम लोग जो बोलते हैं लेटर्स, तो वो उसी का खेल है. वो बस साउंड को चेंज करने का खेल है और कुछ नहीं. तो so what I am telling is sandhi is actually different from samasa. Samasa is a compound where meaningfully connected words join to become one compound word. Sandhi can take place between any words which come in contact, not just words within a samasa. So sandhi does not have power. Sandhi, when we do sandhi, so we don't change the meaning of those words. Okay. But there is another thing, that is samasa. What does samasa do? The samasa will, when the two words come to close to each other, so samasa can change the meaning of those two words. Can change. But sandhi cannot do it. Sandhi is purely phonetic. बस आवाज फोनेटिक चेंज है, मतलब बस साउंड में ही खेल करता है. ओके, संधि डज नॉट हैव दैट पावर. So sandhi is purely phonetic. You will get to know. Yeah. So this will become more clear as we progress. Yes. So next slide, Prabhuji. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. So sandhi between two words in a sentence. Now you see there is a sentence here. Parasharyah vyasa maharshihi ityapi vikhyatah. अथवा Parasharyah vyasa maharshihi iti api vikhyatah. So I will just tell you the meaning of this sentence. It means Parasharyah vyasa maharshi means Vyasa Maharshi, the sage Vyasa, is also famous as Parasharya, or the son of Parashar Muni. Okay, so Vyasa Maharshi is also famous as the word by the name Parasharya. He is also famous by the name Parasharya, or the son of Parashar Muni. Okay, now you see in the word Ityapi, the word which is it's red colored, so highlighted as red, Ityapi. So in the first sentence you'll find there is a sandhi actually, Ityapi, and in the second sentence the sandhi vicheda is there, or sandhi is not there. Okay, we didn't employ the sandhi. Iti api vikhyata. So sandhi is up to you. it's up to the speaker. If he wants to put the Sandhi, if he wants to apply the Sandhi, it's up to him. It's up to his free desire. If he wants to pronounce these two words applying the Sandhi, then he can pronounce. Or either if he doesn't want to apply that Sandhi in a sentence between the two words, then no problem. He can pronounce them as differently only. Iti api. So he can pronounce ityapi also, and if he desires, he can pronounce the two words differently also. Iti api. So these both sentences are okay. If I tell that when the iti api, when I apply Sandhi, it becomes ityapi. Okay, it becomes ityapi. So now if I tell ityapi, the meaning of the word iti and the meaning of the word api, in the ityapi word, the meaning of those two words don't change. If I apply Sandhi, the meaning of those words will not change. It will be the same only, just there is a phonetic change, nothing else. And it's up to me if I want to apply the Sandhi between those two words, because the two words are there, okay, and they have come close to each other. Iti api, they are very close to each other. So that's why phonetic change can happen. But it's up to me, it's up to my free desire if I want to apply Sandhi or not. So these both sentences are correct. Parasharyah Vyasa Maharshi ityapi vikhyatah, or Parasharyah Vyasa Maharshi iti api vikhyat. Okay. Next slide, bro. Now, what is the importance of learning Sandhi? What are the objectives of learning Sandhi? How does it help actually? The very first point is it saves us time. It saves us time. Now in the previous slide, as you saw, that how I was pronouncing iti api while putting some space in between or some halt in between. So I was telling iti api. So there was some mini second. Okay. And iti api, immediately I just combined those two words and that mini second was saved. That time was saved. So also when you apply the Sandhi, when you speak those two words, applying that Sandhi, then it saves us time. Okay, that's the first objective. Second objective, of course, while writing, it saves spaces on pages. So you have to put some space, no? If you don't apply Sandhi, you have to write those words differently. Okay, you have to write those words differently. You have to keep some space in between. So it saves spaces on pages. So these are some just, very, some mere objectives are there. Okay. Then it shows your professional way of writing Sanskrit and speaking Sanskrit. So, the scholars, they, every time if you see, even like the previous acharyas also, they used to write the commentaries on palm leaves. Okay, they used to write these commentaries or everything. So what they used to do that they used to make a big word. Big word means like they used to apply Sandhi. So many words are there. For example, 10 words are there. Okay, and they would apply Sandhi, and it would become one word. It would become just one word. Okay, so there was no space in between. So of course, it also shows your professional way of writing Sanskrit and speaking Sanskrit. Okay, it's also a prouda Sanskritam, as we call it. Okay, then the practice of speaking the words in Sandhi is very much prevalent in the community of great scholars. So if you see I have seen some videos, some debates by some great scholars of Banaras and some Mayavadi, So I saw them, how they are speaking those two words, like applying Sandhi, and it sometimes it takes time for like me to understand those words. But in the community of great scholars, like to speak those words applying Sandhi is very much prevalent. So that's that. And also fifth is it helps in composing Chanda Baddha shlokas. It helps in composing chanda baddha shlokas. So the shlokas are there. They are chanda baddha. They are meter bound. Okay, they are meter bound. So for every shloka, there are some meters. Okay, so in some particular meter, there are some rules. There are some rules, and in that rule only, according to that rule only, the shlokas have to be composed. So the Sandhi plays a very much big role in composing it helps in composing the Chandabaddha shlokas. For example, if you can see in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. So I will give you some examples how in Bhagavad Gita sometimes the Sandhis are applied, which Sandhis are applied, and we would like to split up those Sandhis, and you will know how those Sandhis are applied actually in different places. So it also helps in composing Chandabaddha shlokas. Yes, next slide, Prabhu. So there are 3 types of Sandhi. How many types of Sandhis are there? They are 3. There are 3 types. Sandhi is classified into 3 categories based on the type of sound that is replaced. Okay. So as I told you before, that Sandhi means connection of 2 things. Sandhi is So Sandhi is a connection of 2 letters. Sandhi is a connection of 2 things or letters. So what are those 2 letters? So when those 2 letters are Visarga Sandhi, okay, Visarga Sandhi means what? Regulations of phonetic change where Visarga is replaced. Okay, when there is Visarga in between these 2 letters, okay, there is Visarga in these 2 letters because the Sandhi happens between the 2 letters. So if there is Visarga, it becomes Visarga Sandhi. So there is phonetic change where Visarga is replaced. So the rules where the regulations of phonetic change where Visarga is replaced is called Visarga Sandhi. Vowel Sandhi. Okay, vowel Sandhi means what? Swara Sandhi. So what are they? They are regulations of phonetic change where vowel is replaced. So in both places, you will see there are vowels only. In both letters, both are vowel letters only, and there is some phonetic change. And where vowel is replaced. So that is called vowel Sandhi, Swara Sandhi. And then at last there is consonant Sandhi or Vyanjana Sandhi. What is that? Regulations of phonetic change where consonant is replaced. Okay, so in both places, because Sandhi is connection of 2 things, so in both places there are consonants and there is some change of consonants. So there is then consonant is replaced. So that is called Vyanjana Sandhi. We know everything. Now we know what is Visarga, what is Anuswara, what is vowel, what is consonant. So now the regulations of these changes, phonetic changes, so they have given these names. So when there is a phonetic change, when Visarga is replaced, that is called Visarga Sandhi. When vowel is replaced, that is called vowel Sandhi. And when consonant is replaced, it is called Vyanjana Sandhi. Next slide, Prabhu. Yeah, so now these 3 types of Sandhis, they have their subtypes. Okay, so Swara Sandhi has how many subtypes? There are 7 subtypes. Yan Sandhi, Yanta Vanta Desha Sandhi, Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, Guna Sandhi, Vriddhi Sandhi, Purva Rupa Sandhi, and Pararupa Sandhi. And there are how many subtypes are there in Vyanjana Sandhi? There are 12 subtypes of Vyanjana Sandhi. And then there are 5 subtypes of Visarga Sandhi. Okay, in this way there are the subtypes of these 3 major Sandhis: Swara Sandhi, Vyanjana Sandhi, and Visarga Sandhi. You could take screenshot of this. Okay, and in this course, course, we will cover the Swara Sandhi. We will cover what? We will cover Swara Sandhi. The 7 subtypes of Swara Sandhi, Yan Sandhi, Yanta. We will learn this all. Okay. Next slide, Prabhu. Now, this thing is this is very important. Okay, everyone should kindly pay attention to this. Where to apply Sandhi? We know what is actually Sandhi. Sandhi is a connection of two things or two letters. Okay, and how many types are there of Sandhi? There are three types: Swara Sandhi, Visarga Sandhi, and Vyanjana Sandhi. Now we know everything. Now we will know where do we have to apply the Sandhi. Where do we have to apply? We should know that. Sandhi between words in a sentence. So in a sentence, there are words. Okay. So when a Sandhi is applicable between the last letter of a Subanta Pada and the first letter of the following Subanta Pada within a sentence, that Sandhi is compulsory. However, if the speaker gives a pause at the end of a given word, which results in breaking the flow, the Sandhi is not applied. Okay. So Sandhi happens in happens what? Where? So Sandhi happens between the last letter of Subanta Pada. Now you will ask, Prabhuji, what is Subanta Pada actually? What is Subanta Pada and Tinganta Pada? So in Sanskrit, Subanta Pada means what? Please note down these points. Subanta Pada is noun form. Okay, Subanta Pada means in English, it's a form of a noun. Okay, any noun form. Any noun. Tinganta Pada means what? Verb or verb form. Okay, so in Sanskrit, there are only two types of words. One is noun and another is verb. Subantapad and Tingantapad. Okay. So at the last letter of Subantapad or Tinganta letter and the first word of or the first letter of Subantapad or Tinganta letter, there is a Sandhi. Between those two letters, Sandhi occurs. Okay, between those two words, Sandhi occurs. Now, however, if the speaker gives a pause at the end of a given word, now, if you want to give a pause after this Subantapad, then Sandhi would not happen, which results in breaking the flow. The Sandhi is not applied. If you want, you cannot. If you want, you can apply Sandhi. If you don't want, then don't. If you don't want, then you cannot. Then you don't apply this. It's up to you. It's up to your free will. Okay. So Sandhi occurs between the two letters, the last letter of a Subantapada or Tingantampada and the first letter of the next word, Subantapada or Tingantampada, the first letter of Subantapada and Tingantampada, okay, the Sandhi occurs. The last letter of Subantapada and Tingantampada and of the next Subantapada, Tingantampada, the first letter, okay. Between those two letters, the Sandhi occurs in a sentence. As you can see in this chart. Yeah, next slide, Prabhu. Yeah, next slide. Okay, this thing, okay, repeat. Sandhi happens in three ways. Yeah, yes, Prabhu. Okay. So Sandhi happens in three ways. Now, already it is 8:40. I'm going over time. Is it okay for you all if I go further? Have some, actually, I plan to complete the whatever I explained, that Pada Vibhajanam, everything that I planned, I will cover that in second class only, second day of the day only, but was not able to cover. So there are some few slides only, some few concepts more. So if your consent is there, I would like to proceed.
Sir, next time लीजिएगा.
Sir, take
Okay.
next time, sir. It is very bouncing, going now above the head now, sir.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Now we have to revise all this, sir.
Yeah, you can revise all these points, whatever I've explained till now. So my voice is audible properly?
You can go forward, Prabhu, no problem.
Yeah, Prabhu. Actually, for some devotees, it's
Yeah,
going.
of course, if they felt problematic, leave them.
Yeah, so
Yeah, if they have to
it can be.
assimilate the things which you have spoken already, then leave it.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Uh,
slowly, I will go. No
yeah,
problem. No.
yeah, yeah.
So next class, we will see the remaining slides we'll cover.
Sir, can you explain again that, sir, this which you said,
Prabhu?
this Subandha Pad and Tingantam Pad, that is any example, sir?
For Subanta Pada and Tingana Pada?
Yeah, with any example, so that it is easier to understand, sir.
Yes. Yogesh Prabhu. Yogesh Prabhu, who is not a doctor. So Prabhuji is asking what is Subanta Pada and Tingana Pada. So whoever has questions, they can stay back, and those who want to leave, they can leave. So what is Subanta in Sanskrit? Oh, one more announcement. Actually, I would not. Tanuja Mataji? Yeah, please don't leave. I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah. So, okay. Prabhu, I have a question. Before that, I would like to announce something. What I'm asking you, that after month, okay, in the May month, I have some engagement came up. Okay, some urgent work has come up. I have to give some exams like that, some assignments. The dates were announced just 2 days back only. So, like asking, I was requesting that could it be that we can have classes 3 days a week? Is it possible, or is it okay for all of you?
Yes, Prabhuji, for me, it's okay, Prabhuji.
Okay for us too. Us 2, 3.
And I have to do some marathon of studying. So for all of you, it's okay to, like, if there are three classes in a week. So who are not okay with that? Who find it difficult? Then maybe like they cannot attend, or like that. It's too much for them. 3 days in a week. Tanuja Matar is okay. Chandra Dev Prabhu is also okay. So I was thinking that maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays are there. So we can also have classes on Saturdays, like maybe, alternate days. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So like this, if we do, then maybe 27th April it can complete. Is it okay? Yeah. Avatari Gaur Prabhu, is it okay for you? Bina Shah Mataji, Dr. Yogesh Prabhu.
What about a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule? I'm flexible, but I'm just suggesting it.
Oh, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, what I'm telling too. Yeah. I was thinking like, so these are like weekdays. Yeah, like working days. So I was thinking maybe the 2 days already are fixed, no? The Tuesdays and Thursdays. So another day can be just But if I put again, if I just change everything like Monday, Wednesday, maybe some devotees might get confused or something.
Yeah, okay. That's, it was just a suggestion.
Yeah. If it's okay, yeah. Other devotees are not responding. Vinasha Mataji.
Prabhuji, you can circulate in WhatsApp group that who are whomsoever they are okay with Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yes. Maybe I can put a poll, something like that. And then let's see. Okay, if majority are okay with like 3 days in a week, you can have classes on. We can have classes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and maybe Fridays or Saturdays, like that. Fridays and or Saturdays. So would be, yeah, because next month I have like, one after another, so many exams are there. So recently dates came. So, okay, no problem. So I will message in a group and let's see what are the responses of the devotees. Accordingly, I will decide and I will put an official message. Yeah. So yes. So Chandra was asking that what is this Subanta Pada and Tingatam Padam? Subanta Pada is what? Subanta Pada is actually Sanskrit name. In English, we call it as noun. Noun. Okay, Sangya. So we call it as Sangya or noun. Okay. So the form of noun form in Sanskrit, we call it as Subanta Pada. Okay. In Sanskrit, there is a term Subanta Pada. Okay. The noun form is denoted by in Sanskrit as Subanta Pada. And the verb or the verb form in English, you can see there are so many forms of verb. Goes, going, went. What are they? They are the forms of verb. Okay, they are the forms of verb. So in Sanskrit, what do we call them? As Tingantam Padam. We call them as Tingantam Padam. Okay. Subantam Padam is noun form and verb form is Tingantam Padam. So these are the two terminologies in Sanskrit to denote noun form and verb form, nothing else. So I was telling that when does the Sandhi occur?
yeah, that is only my question. When in
Yeah.
this Sandhi applied in both Tinganta Pada and Subanta Pada.
Yes. So Prabhu, of course, now I'm just explaining the theory aspect of the just concepts only. Okay. So when I will give you some examples, when I will tell you, explain the rules of Sandhi, of the Swara Sandhi or any other Sandhi. So then it will become more clear. Okay, Prabhu, it will become more clear. Krishna Kirti Prabhu, can you please shift to next slide? Next, Prabhu, next. Yeah, here. So you see, Chandradev Prabhu, Deva Alaya. Okay, these are the two words. Okay, these are the two words. Now, Deva is what? Deva is a noun. Yes. Alaya.
Yes.
Alay is a bhandar. In Hindi, we call it as bhandar. Bhandar means a reservoir or what do we call in English? I don't know. Is a place or where that thing is found. Okay, Alay is some type of reservoir. Okay, so Deva is also noun. Alaya is also noun. Okay, and you see the Subanta Pada. Deva is Subanta Pada. Alaya is Subanta Pada. So the if you split up the word in these letters, so the end of the letter, so the end of the word, okay, the a letter, and the beginning or the first letter of the word a is there. Okay, a and a. So there will be some Sandhi. There will be some. I will explain the rules of Sandhi. When do we have to occur this? When the Sandhi occurs? Okay, and when there will be the previous letter will be there and the next letter will be there. Then which Sandhi will be applied? in Swara Sandhis, there are 7 subtypes. So which subtype will occur here? Okay. So here, there is one subtype called Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Okay. So A and A is there, then there will be Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. So what it will become? Devalaya. So the A, V, and A is there. So there will be some phonetic change and it will become A only. It will become A. So V, A, L, A, Y, A. So it becomes Devalaya. So the last letter of the word is there, and the first letter of the next word, the first letter of the next word, a Sandhi occurs. Okay, so and when they combine, when they join, so there is a phonetic change, and that is Devalaya. Okay, so just to explain the concept I just told. So there are so many rules in Sandhi. When there will be some previous letter, and when there will be another letter, the next letter will be there. So what Sandhi will occur here? What Sandhi we have to apply here? So all those rules I will explain definitely. So,
And you have said also that if the speaker gives a pause at the end of the given word, then the Sandhi is not applied. In this,
yes,
the Sandhi is applied. I think that the speaker has continuously spoken this full word.
yes. So it's up to the will of the speaker only, Prabhu. If the speaker wants to give a pause after Deva, okay, if he wants to give a pause,
At
and
which word he has to give a pause, then the Sandhi will not apply, whether after
yeah,
the va or it is the ya.
Prabhu, it's up to the speaker. If he doesn't want to apply the Sandhi, then he can just pronounce it as Deva and Alaya.
Okay.
Okay, it's up to his.
Okay. He is in between. He is just pausing, giving a pause.
Is giving some halt in between, some pause in between those two words. Then the Sandhi will not occur, na? Because when the Sandhi means what? It's a connection of two things. But when those two things are separate, then the Sandhi will not occur. There will be no phonetic change.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So any other questions?
Prabhuji, you are saying that you will be giving some assignment or some
Yeah.
for practice purposes. So I gone through the first and second. So is any you will be giving now, or once
Yes.
after the third chapter will be completed, then?
Yeah. I will give the assignment for the third session only, for the third day, because for the 2 day first day was just introduction only, and the second day I didn't find any exercise so that I can give some. So of course I will give the exercise for the third day. Okay.
Okay.
So you can easily, whenever you get time, so you can complete that assignment. And one more thing is that I will give that PDF file only. So you have print out. You have to make it. You have to print it, and then after that only you can fill it. Okay. So it's not editable. So you cannot edit it. It's printable. It's in a printable format. So
Okay.
print it and then write. So I will give the answer sheets also along with that. So after you complete that assignment, you can cross-check your answers with an answer sheet. So you can know yourself that, okay, where I have done the mistake, and So,
Okay, as a curiosity, Prabhuji, when will they, whether you will also show us some of the Bhagavad Gita slokas where the Sandhis will be applied, or when?
It will happen, bro. When I will explain the rules of Sandhi, as I told you before that there are 7 subtypes of Swara Sandhi. So when I will start explaining the rules of Sandhi, the Swara Sandhi, in the next class, we will see that. We will see the first rule of Swara Sandhi. So that I will explain, I will give you some example of Bhagavad Gita, where that Sandhis has been occurred in the Bhagavad Gita. So I will give you example. But now, since we are not, I'm not explaining any rule, so I'm not giving any example from Bhagavad Gita. But when I will start explaining the rules of Sandhi, then I would time to time I will give some verses from Bhagavad Gita and try to show, okay, see how the Sandhi has been occurred here.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So we would like to conclude here if there are no further questions. So just wanted to ask, you are finding it interesting, no? Like these Sandhi rules, because Sandhi is very actually important aspect in Sanskrit grammar, because in understanding the meaning of the verse, first of all, if we don't split up the words, then we cannot actually do the anvaya of the shloka or rearrange the shloka and understand the meaning of that verse. So that's why Sandhi plays a very major role in doing the anvaya or understanding or doing analysis of a verse. So first of all, if we learn how to split up the words in the verse, okay, then only we can properly put or we can rearrange those words in a structured sentence. So that's why everyone should actually learn this Sandhi. It's very important. And especially this Swara Sandhi, you will in Bhagavad Gita will find in so many places this Swara Sandhi has been applied. So there are ample of examples you would see. Okay, so I will conclude here. Chanting Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Ananta Koti Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you for coming. Yeah, Krishna, yeah, you can stop the share screen.
Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.